Sergeant First Class Nadia Patel walked through the blistering heat of Camp Thornfield, a forward staging post on the outskirts of Iraq. Her fatigues were worn, no name tape, no insignia, nothing to signify who she was. She moved with precision, every step measured, every motion purposeful. She approached the flight line, where MPs guarded the Blackhawks, their rotors still. As she walked up, she greeted them with her usual calm. "Afternoon, gentlemen. Sergeant Patel, hoping to catch a seat north, on the medevac. I know I'm not on the manifest, but it's urgent." The first guard barely lifted his eyes from his clipboard. "Manifest's full. No walk-ons today." Nadia didn't flinch. She nodded once and moved aside to sit on a rusty ammo crate. She waited, her duffel bag at her feet, listening to the sounds of the soldiers and trucks moving about. Two young soldiers, standing nearby, started talking. "Bet she's never seen combat," one said, laughing. "Probably just a clerk playing soldier," the other chimed in. Nadia didn't react. She'd learned long ago that her reactions were her own to control. She ignored their taunts, her grip tightening on the duffel strap, but her expression stayed neutral. The young soldiers continued their conversation, unaware of the woman sitting nearby. They didn't know who she was, or what she had been through. They didn't know about the blast in Syria, the scars hidden beneath her jacket, the one that had almost ended her life. But as they spoke, a mechanic who was refueling a nearby Apache paused. His eyes caught the edge of her sleeve, and his face shifted. He didn't say a word, but there was something in the way he looked at her, something unsettled. Nadia barely registered it, her attention on the Blackhawk as it prepared for takeoff. The two lieutenants, joined by a third, Khaled, began mocking her again. "Bet she got that gear from a prop shop," Khaled said, snickering. The sound of the rotor blades cut through the desert air, drowning out the rest of the noise for a moment. Nadia stayed still, her mind elsewhere. Then, she felt it a shift in the air. Colonel Marcus Hale, his uniform crisp and his rank unmistakable, walked into the scene. His eyes scanned the area before landing on Nadia. Hale's gaze narrowed as Nadia's jacket slipped slightly, revealing the patch on her sleeve, a black phoenix, faded but unmistakable. The air around them shifted, and the chatter died down. Hale stepped forward, his voice breaking the silence. "Hold up." Nadia straightened, her face calm. Hale's gaze lingered on the patch, his eyes reflecting a recognition that no one else understood. "Shadow Ascent 09, Mosul," he muttered. "You were on that bird." Nadia nodded once, her voice steady. "Tail gunner held the flank while you exfilled." Hale's jaw tightened, and his expression grew darker as the memories came rushing back. "4 men down, 22 pinned, no air support. You saved us." The lieutenants, once so confident, went stiff. Their previous taunts fell silent as they processed the weight of the moment. Nadia's patch spoke of a unit that no one had heard of Shadow Ascent. The unit that operated in the shadows, its missions erased from the official records. Hale's voice cut through the air again. "Get Sergeant Patel on that Blackhawk. No delays. Full clearance." The captain, realizing who she was, snapped to attention. "Yes, sir." Nadia's duffel was quickly loaded onto the Blackhawk, the crew moving with newfound urgency. The lieutenants watched as they stood there, uncertain of how to respond. Khaled, the one who had mocked her, approached. "I apologize, ma'am. I didn't know," he said, his voice unsure. Nadia didn't respond immediately. She simply nodded, the lesson learned for him without needing words. As the helicopter's engines roared to life, Hale followed her to the ramp. "This isn't a favor," he said, his tone low. "This is duty." The Blackhawk lifted off, the wind whipping past as they soared into the skies, heading north. Nadia's mind was on one thing: Jamal Malik, the soldier she'd promised to help. The patch on her sleeve wasn't just a symbol. It was a silent vow kept in the shadows.